Hey guys, another video real quick. I just wanted to kind of talk to you about some of the problems that I'm already running into with the GX. There are no problems with the GX. I just want to be perfectly clear. Love the GX. I've had it now for, I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks. The last video just went up where I kind of announced it. This one will probably come back up about a week after. The GX is awesome. Love driving it. It's so much nicer as a daily driver. Now, granted, it's totally stock, but it's better than a stock Jeep by a long shot. It just drives so much better. The adaptive cruise control that I didn't get on the Gladiator, it was an option, was standard on this, and I love it. It makes the drive to work so much better. Both vehicles were daily drivers, so just keep that in mind. It's quieter, it's got heated and ventilated seats, it's just great. You know, it doesn't have Apple CarPlay. I can get that on it. I've got a plan for that. We're gonna do that. I'll show you how. But even still, the Bluetooth works great. I can Bluetooth my phone in and have podcasts and music and make phone calls and do everything I need to do. You know, so far it's just been stellar. It's been great. But the problems I'm having are that I have a whole lot of gear, and I spent a lot of time thinking about how to use that with the Gladiator, actually. And so everything that I got, all the storage solutions that I had were really predicated on having a large bed and a lot of space. And so I was able to take liberties with some things and probably kind of be a little bit more careless with space and with how I packed things, and could just kind of throw stuff in totes and go. And I didn't really have to think about how to be that organized because it was a huge bed and I had a big adventure rack and all these other things. We could just kind of tuck it in there and go. That's not really the case. You know, the GX over here is got a lot of room in it, but it's an SUV, and so it doesn't have a huge big bed in it. I guess I could lay the seats down, but I kind of like to travel with the seats up and kind of keep my gear behind there as much as possible. Number one, it kind of helps keep it organized and keep it stowed. And then also, you know, sometimes I carry people back there or the dog or whatever, so I kind of need that back seat space. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. I'm gonna just kind of flip the camera around. Hold on just a minute. So here's what I'm talking about. We've got a big, huge shelf in the garage full of all kind of my camping gear stuff. So I've got my ice chest up there with a little trash can. Then we move down here. Now I've got my water bladders for my Camelback just hanging to dry. But I've got one tote, just one of those Plano Sportsman's trunks that's got like my kitchen in it basically. So it's got cast iron skillets, utensils, some plates, paper towels, a coffee pot, just things like that you need for a kitchen, wash basin, etc. So down on the next shelf, I've got my pantry. That's in that Zark's case because those are completely airtight. They're basically bear proof. So I feel like when I'm out in the woods, that's a great place to put dry goods because you really can't smell them. Keeps them really nice and sealed up. On top of that's my camp stove, obviously, and then you move over here and it's just like some water containers and a water filtration system and a little camp fuel. When we go down to the next shelf, I've got just another tote full of like first aid stuff, basic camp stuff, some pins, splints, things like that. On top of that is my lava box. I've got the orange tote there that's like recovery gear. The little black rugged or rigid case, that's a rigid case. That's a rigid case, and I usually put my impact in there with a battery or an impact in like a nut driver or whatever I'm gonna take, electric tool-wise goes in that. And then down on the very bottom, I've got another Sportsman's case, and that's my camp gear. So that's where the sleeping bags go, that's where the air mattress kind of goes, my cots that go in the tent, the lights that go in the tent. Everything that I need to set up camp goes in there. And then off to the side, I've got my little Lifesavers 5-gallon water jug that's also a filter system. And then off to the other side, I've got a set of Go Treads recovery tracks. Now, that's just the stuff I take overlanding. That's quite a bit of stuff, actually. And I think I can pare that down some, but I think some of it's kind of required. I mean, I need to be able to cook. Do I need to have all the stuff that I've got in there now? Maybe not. We're gonna see. Do I need all my camping gear to sleep comfortably? Probably so. Again, can I maybe pack that a little bit differently or more efficiently so that it fits in the cargo space that I've got to use now? Maybe. We'll see. I think I can. But overall, I'm going to have to get pretty organized. We're going to have to figure out how to fit all that in there. The problem is that doesn't get into all the recovery gear and other stuff that I've got. So let's go take a look at that, because there's a surprising amount of it. All right, guys. So this is a lot of what came out of the Jeep. I didn't have a whole lot of time when I got the Jeep ready to trade in. You know, I kind of made the decision to do that deal and had basically overnight to get as much of the stuff off of it as I could. So that was stuff that bolted off easily. Fortunately, I lost my winch out of the deal just because they kind of wanted it and I didn't have time to get it off, etc. But this is some of the stuff that's left. So the GMRS radio that I had that I really liked. I didn't really like where it was in the Jeep because I hit my head on it all the time. But it's a great radio, and I have all the repeaters for the state and kind of some up into Missouri kind of already pre-programmed into that, so it's really useful. There's some general wiring for the radio. There's an umbrella. There's all my mounts for the bullet point mounting system. I still kind of want to be able to use those to some degree. I just don't know where to put them. That black bag there is stakes for the awning. There's a tree trunk protector and a big wide recovery strap. There's a splint over there. There's my little Buc-ee's beer koozies, because if you've been to Texas and been to a Buc-ee's, it'll change your life. Love Buc-ee's, but I'm not sponsored by them. Just plugging them because they're awesome. And then over there in that little Kafari thing in front of that small battery is my fire starter and just kind of stuff around camp. There's some tools on here that I haven't figured out where to put yet. So all of that is kind of problematic. So I've kind of started to get together some ideas for how to organize this stuff. And I've already made a little bit of a decision on at least one solution for some of this. I'm gonna get the GX over here now so I can kind of show you. All right, guys, so I've put one of my old rigid cases that I used to carry in my old Wrangler in here, and that's storing tools right now. That's a temporary solution, but I already had it, so I decided to use it. Basic tools, wrenches, set of metric box or combination wrenches, set of sockets and 3/8 drive up to about 19 millimeter or so. That should be able to swap out a battery or do anything I'm gonna probably want to do in the field without calling for help. And then there's just some pliers, screwdrivers, things like that in there. There's a good recovery strap in there with some clevises to be able to hook it into the recovery points on the GXs. They're all loops. And then there's just a couple of little odds and ends, paper towels and flashlight and some things like that in there. And then I got these from Victory 4x4. If you guys are GX owners, you probably already know about them. They're actually a sister company to JCR Off-Road for the Jeep people out there. So JCR makes really good stuff. So I ordered these, and they're really well made. I just got them in, put them in. No point making a video about that because there's literally like 3 bolts that hold them into the body mounts, where you can kind of see one of them up there where the grab handle is, and then there's another one down here and another one over here, and that's really about it. But what it did do was gave me the ability to run my Molle panels so I can hook my first aid kit in there, and I've obviously got some more space for other pouches. I've got a couple other things coming, like a nice flashlight holder for back here. On this side, I got a second panel and put my fire extinguisher on it. I've got my tripod for my camera because anytime I go out, I end up shooting something. So I just like having my tripod in there. And that's all for now. Again, I think I'm gonna put another just general purpose pouch over here just to kind of store like my headlight and just some everyday carry kind of stuff that I want easy access to. Now, the cool thing about all this, let me shut the door on the GX. These things have this kind of interesting barn door kind of thing that's unique to them. Again, new to me as a previous Jeep owner in a way. I guess the Wranglers kind of have that. They've kind of got you raise the window and open the tailgate. This one kind of does the same thing, actually. So I can open this up, and then I have easy access to a first aid kit, easy access to a fire extinguisher. I'm gonna put my flashlight probably in here. I'll have easy access to a flashlight. And then I'll have a little EDC pouch over here somewhere where I'll have easy access to just odds and ends that I may want to be able to get to quickly. And then I've got another big pouch coming over here that we can put some other stuff in. But basically, I plan on using that as efficiently as possible. And the beauty of these Molle panels, as again, anybody that's ever had Molle stuff, is it's completely modular and you can just kind of move it around. But a great solution from Victory 4x4, really liked that from them. And I think it's gonna let me kind of get organized so I can utilize as much of the space in the cargo area as possible. The other thing that I think I'm gonna do, but I'm not sure yet, is I think I need to get rid of the third row seat. You can see down there that big platform where the load space is kind of elevated, almost a full 5 inches. That's because there's a third row seat back here. Now I can get rid of it, and a couple of companies make drawer systems that you take the third row seat out and then you put a drawer system in. Now the drawer systems are taller, they're about 11 inches total, but you're gaining that 5 inches or so from the third row seat. So you're really only losing maybe 6 inches of your load floor in height. And as you can see, the GX is really tall. So it's really, really freaking tall. So I think that's probably gonna be a pretty good call. We're gonna see how that goes. I'm still kind of trying to figure out whose drawer system is best. And if anybody has any ideas on that, please tell me in the comments. So that's gonna about wrap the video up for now. I just kind of wanted to show you guys the trials and tribulation of switching between platforms. I switched from Jeep to Toyota, and not only that, I switched from a truck to an SUV. I was really set up and ready to go with all of my gear selections made for a truck setup. There were obvious improvements that I could make along the way, but those would have been incremental. As I said in the last video, wasn't completely pleased with the Jeep. I never was really totally happy with that. And so now I've got this GX, which so far I'm very happy with, but I'm gonna have to kind of start over again from scratch. And again, as I told you last time, I have no idea when it comes to Toyotas, not a clue. Never owned one before in my life. So, and granted, yeah, it's a Lexus, but it's really a Toyota, let's be honest. I think we'll see what I do next. I don't know. So you guys stay tuned. Thanks for watching. I'm Landon. This is Order the Traveling Hats, and we hope to see you guys out there.